Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today is May 24th. We're almost at the end of May, and I want to look at those struggling teams and see which one has the best chances at a comeback. Let's do it. Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. This is the middle of the order. How are we doing today? I am not doing so well myself. Let's get over and out of the way with here early. That intro took me about 10 minutes to record. I have the hiccups. I feel awful, sick. Hiccup, like I said, it's just mindset-wise, I want to talk baseball, and I'm here. But do feel pretty awful today, but I do want to get through this. So apologies if if I accidentally hiccup. I'm going to try to do it as least as possible, but no promises there. I want to say thank you thank you everybody for all the love and support on the last video, on the last episode. YouTube broke 100 views for the first time since I started doing this, so I saw that yesterday and felt really good about that. I appreciate you all from wherever you were in the world. I know I got a lot of viewership from the East Coast of the world, out there in Japan. So thank you everybody so much for that. Helps me know that that's what you guys want to see, that's what you guys want to hear and talk about. So I appreciate it all. Thank you everybody so much. I'm going to try to breeze through this episode because obviously I don't want to sound awful for this 30-40 minute episode. This is probably as real as I'm going to get in these right now. Breaking whatever I have to do to get through it, and maybe taking some breaks in between. I'm not a great editor as well. I'm the one who edits these episodes as well. So if you're like, oh, why doesn't he just edit it out and cut things and crop it? I'm not good at it. I'm just going to ruin the recording if I end up doing it. So bear with me for this one. This is going to be a poor Friday episode, but we're going to get through it regardless, and hopefully by Monday we will be back to feeling better. Thank you, everybody. And with that all being said, excuse me there, that's what we're talking about. Let's dive into our series recap. We are starting with the Padres and Braves. They had 2 games over the weekend, 2 more Monday with that actual game, plus the rain delay on Saturday. That wraps up the series. Padres won the first 2, and starting off the doubleheader, the Braves score 5 unanswered in the first half of this game, with Ozuna and Olsen going deep. But the Padres didn't go away quietly. In fact, they didn't go away at all. They scored 6 unanswered runs, with 4 runs coming in the 8th inning to take the lead. They get a come-from-behind win and shock the Braves as they beat them 6-5. And in the second game, Chris Sale pitches another gem. Marcell Ozuna hits his second home run of the day, and in 2 different games, the Braves win 1. They avoid the 4-game sweep from the Padres, who come to Atlanta and take 3 of 4 big games versus the Braves. 3-0 Atlanta the final for that last game. That ends off the weekend. Starting off the week, we have the Rays and the Red Sox. Well, the Red Sox are in Tampa, taking on the Rays. Tanner Hyuk does a great job on the mound. Rafael Devers does it again, his 6th straight game with a home run, making history for the Red Sox for the longest streak as he went deep in 6 consecutive games. Cedane Rafael joins him in hitting a home run. Boston takes the opener 5-0. The Rays opened up this game with 2 runs in the first, but were held from there as the Red Sox get some help from Jarren Duran and Reese McGuire, both hitting their 3rd home runs on the year. The Red Sox take another one, win it 5-2. And for the last game, it's a 5-run Red Sox 5th, and that is followed by a 3-run 6th inning. Red Sox score big. They score big in the middle of this one, 8 runs in those 2 innings, leading them to the sweep over the Rays. Boston takes it 8-5. Mariners at Yankees now, and it's Marcus Stroman who goes into the 8th inning before giving up his first run of the game. The Mariners, Dominic Canzone hit a home run. The Yankees, though, still had a 3-run lead heading into the 9th, or at least they did, as the Mariners score 4 runs in the inning to come back and take the lead. Andres Munoz comes in, gets the save. The Mariners come all the way back in this one. They win the first of 4, beating the Yankees 5-4. For Game 2, Seattle jumps New York for a combined 4 home runs in this game from Dylan Moore, Ty France, Luke Raley, and Dylan Moore again. As together, Seattle beats the Yankees in another game, 6-3. For Game 3, the Yankees wanted some revenge, and boy did they get it. Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Alex Verdugo, and Juan Soto again, as it's the Yankees' turn to hit 4 home runs and win this game as they take it 7-3. And for the final game, Luis Gil continues his impressive year. The Bronx Bombers are at it again. Stanton and Judge hit their 12th and 15th home runs on the year, respectively. The Yankees, after 2 poor quality games, come back in the series with 2 home run-filled games as they split the 4-game set with the Mariners, winning the last game 5-0. White Sox and the Blue Jays in Toronto host the White Sox as trade rumors about Bo and Vlad start to fly. They need this series badly and would come out swinging as Bo goes 4-for-4, Varsho and Jansen homer, and the Jays cruise to the Game 1 win 9-3. Same, though, cannot be said for Game 2 as the Jays' streaky offense disappeared versus Garrett Crochet. A couple of singles and a double drives in the runs for the White Sox that they need. The Jays are booed by their fans off the field. The White Sox even the series up 5-0. And for the final game, the Jays needed something to stick and for that consistency to be there. And they are bringing back an old friend in their home run jacket, and it works immediately as the Jays score a season's best 7 runs in an inning in the 2nd inning as Bo Bichette goes deep. This might be exactly what Toronto needs, but we'll have to wait and see. They do take 2 of 3 from the White Sox and win it 9-2. Mets at the Guardians now, January 7th, 2021. Francisco Lindor gets traded from Cleveland to the New York Mets. 1,230 days later, he returns to Progressive Field as a visitor and receives a nice ovation from the Guardians faithful. On to the baseball now. Ben Lively, K's 7, David Fry, and Kyle Manzardo comes up with the RBI hits. The Guardians take the first game, winning it 3-1. Cleveland gets some star home run power from Jose Ramirez and David Fry as the Guardians win a back and forth game as they take down the Mets 7-6. And for the final game, it's 3 Met solo shots from Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, and Harrison Bader that had the Mets up in this game. But then Andres Jimenez, the former Met who was traded for Lindor, hits the game-tying 3-run home run. That just had to feel good for him. Cleveland goes on to add 3 more runs in this one. They get this sweep over the Mets. They take the last game 6-3. Tigers and Royals now. Michael Massey and Salvador Perez both go deep. The Royals put up 6 runs in the 6th inning to put this one out of reach. They take the opener versus Detroit 8-3. The Royals once again get the Tigers, this time scoring 8 runs in the first, third, or 3 innings of this game. Bobby Witt homers twice, Hunter Renfroe once. The Royals take another 10-3. And for the final game, Cole Ragans strikes out a career best 12 as the Royals do it again with 4 in the 7th off of Alex Lange. Nelson Velasquez hit his 4th home run of the year. This series was all Kansas City. The Royals sweep the Tigers, win the last game 8-3. Rockies and A's, and what a series this one turned out to be. Home runs aplenty. Ryan McMahon and Ezekiel Tovar both hit home runs. Tovar hit 2 in the game for a total of 3 Rocky home runs. Oakland got theirs from J.D. Davis, Seth Brown, and Abraham Toro, whose 8th inning home run was the difference as it gave Oakland a 1-run lead that they would hold on to as they take the opener 5-4. This game was all Elias Diaz and Austin Gomer as his home run would make it 1-0 Rockies up until the late ends of this game. Austin Gomer was pitching great until the 8th when J.J. Bleday homered to get Oakland on the board, and then in the 9th, Zach Geloff with the RBI single to tie it in the 9th, sending us to extras where nothing until the 12th would happen. Ryan McMahon hits the 2-run home run. The Rockies win a close one in the 12th. They even up the series with the win 4-3. And what a wild end to the series this was. Oakland once again down 1 in the 9th, ties it on Daz Cameron, hitting his first home run of the year in his first game back in the majors since 2022 with the Tigers. We once again head to extras where the Rockies score 4 runs in the 11th, 3 of which coming off of Mason Miller, because yes, out of all the teams, it's the Rockies that can hit him. Well, that's just baseball for you. Oakland, though, comes back in the inning with 4 runs, including a game-tying home run by J.J. Bleday, and then Oakland won it on a bases-loaded walk to win this one in a wild fashion. Oakland takes 2 of 3 from the Rockies, and they win that one 10-9. Astros and Angels now, or Angels and Astros. As we were in Houston, the Angels are down 6, would flip this game around in the 5th. They score 7 runs off of 3 home runs in the inning from Nolan Shanuel, Logan O'Hoppe, and Joe Adell. Zach Neto hit one in the next inning. The Angels come back from down 6 to beat the Astros. They take the opener 9-7. When Kyle Tucker hits them, he hits them in bunches, as he hits 2 more home runs in this game, bringing him up to 17 on the year, and his 4th multi-home run game of the year. Yordan Alvarez and John Singleton join him. The Astros hit 4 home runs, and we would still need extras in this one as the Angels stayed close. But Fred Not Astros fans, Jeremy Pena will come up big with the walk-off single. The Astros celebrate, win it to even up the series. They take it 6-5. And then Kyron Paris hitting his first MLB home run of his career. And with that and a great start from Tyler Anderson, the Angels end up with the win. They take 2 of 3 from the Astros and beat them 2-1. Rangers and Phillies now. Bryce Harper hits his 11th home run of the year, while Ranger Suarez strikes 10 out, leading the Phillies to the win over the Rangers as they beat them 5-2. Bryce Harper homers once again, and he is joined by JT Realmuto and Edmundo Sosa as they score runs in 5 of 8 innings and beat Texas once again 11-4. And for the finale, the Phillies would have no problem finding the sweep as JT goes deep again. Nick Castellanos joins him once again, and the Phillies are able to win, and they sweep the defending champs in the Rangers, who continue and struggle as they lose this one 5-2. Twins and Nationals now, and the Nationals open up this series with 12 runs as Luis Garcia and Jesse Winker go deep. It's all Nats in the first game. They take the first one 12-3. Game 2, it's Joe Ryan who pitches 7 scoreless as the bullpen joins him in shutting out the Nationals. Byron Buxton hits 2 home runs in the game. He's joined by Willie Castro and Jose Miranda. Twins hit 4 home runs, even the series up with the win 10-0. The other match would be close, but it's Max Kepler and Carlos Correa who homer for the Twins. They stay close, but they fall a run short. The Twins take 2 of 3. They beat the Nationals 3-2. Brewers and Marlins now. Ryan Weathers with back-to-back good starts as the Marlins tied the game up in the 9th on an Otto Lopez single, sending us to extras where Tanner Scott holds the Brewers, and then it's Josh Bell who walks it off for the Finns with a single. The Marlins get a comeback walk-off win to open up this series. They take it 3-2. The Brewers entered the 8th down a run and took the lead after scoring 3 runs on a Yelich triple and Willie Adames double. It was there the Brewers got a turn in their turn to get a comeback win as they even up the series, taking it 7-5. And for the rematch, Jazz Chisholm hit a leadoff home run to start this game off. And if you like offense, well, you can go home then, because after that, it was 8 innings of pitching by Freddie Peralta and Jesus Luzardo, as Freddie's only mistake hurts them and is the difference in this one. The Marlins take 2 of 3 versus the Brewers. They win it 1-0. Braves and Cubs now. The Braves hit a couple of home runs from Orlando Arcia and Michael Harris, but the Cubs stayed close. Tauchman singled to tie it, and into extras we go. The Cubs, who take it, they win the first game. Nico Horner getting the walk-off single. The Cubs take a fun opener. They beat the Braves 4-3. Max Fried goes the distance for the second time this season, pitching 9 innings versus the Cubs, as his offense does it from there, as Adam Duvall, Marcell Ozuna, and Matt Olson all go deep. The Braves even the series up. They win it 9-2. And in the final game, the Braves use 6 pitchers to blank the Cubs as Jared Kelenic hits his 3rd home run of the year. The Braves win it and take 2 of 3 from the Cubs, 3-0. Oilers and Cardinals now. Gunnar Henderson hits home run number 16 on the year, and he has now hit a home run in 4 straight games. But this game was for Michael Sion, who went 2 for 4 with his first MLB home run and drives in 4 RBIs as he helps lead the way for the Cardinals, who take the first game in this bird battle. They win it 6-3. A good start from Lance Lynn is backed by Nolan Gorman, who drove in all 3 Cardinal runs, including a 2-run shot in the 8th for home run number 8 of the year. They win another one 3-1. Baltimore's lead in this one was erased in the 6th with Brendan Donovan hitting a bases clearing double to get them the lead, and next inning Mason Wynn adds to it with his second home run of the year. The Cardinals win the Battle of the Birds. They sweep the Oilers, and something that no one has been able to do since 2022. Wow, we'll be talking about that. They take it 5-4. Giants and Padres now, Giants at Padres. Pirates. Did I say Padres? Giants at Pirates is the series we got here now. Thairo Estrada and Matt Chapman with the home runs to help the Giants out, but the Pirates never say die in the game. They enter the 9th down 4 and proceed to score 4 runs and tie the game on an O'Neal Cruz double that was sent over 120 miles an hour off the bat. We head to extras, and in the 10th, the Pirates would complete their comeback as Nick Gonzalez gets the walk-off single to win it. Pirates take a thriller for them. They get a comeback, extra inning, walk-off win to start the series off 7-6. After a Brian Reynolds grand slam, the Pirates had a 5-run lead, and this time it's the Giants' turn to come back as they score runs little by little throughout this game. Matt Chapman goes deep again. They would tie it in the 9th on a Lamont Wade Jr. single and then head to extras once again, where the Giants score 4 runs in the inning. That means the Giants scored 9 unanswered in this one to even up the series, beating the Pirates 9-5. Rubber match time, and it features Paul Skeens for his 3rd outing, and it starts with Andrew McCutcheon hitting a leadoff bomb, as now Andrew McCutcheon has homered in all 3 games Paul Skeens has started for. Joey Bart hits his 2nd grand slam of the season and back-to-back games with a grand slam for Pittsburgh, yet the Giants don't give up in the 8th. Matt Chapman, his 3rd straight game with a home run. He goes deep in each game of this series, propelling a 5-run inning to take the lead. The Giants and Pirates play 3 great games, with all 3 ending in late comeback. San Fran, though, takes 2 of 3 and wins against the Pirates in that one 7-6. Now it's time for the Padres, and they're taking on the Reds in Cincy. The Reds scored 2 runs in the 2nd, and that's all they needed as Andrew Abbott and the Reds pen blanks the Padres. Cincy takes the first game, wins it 2-0. For Game 2, Luis Arraez has been on a tear since joining the Padres, and he gets a leadoff home run to start this game, his first of the year, and as a Padre, he goes 4 for 5 and helps lead the way for the Padres, who would later score 6 unanswered. They take this one and even up the series 7-3, and it's Luis Arraez another 4 for 5 game in this one. It would end tied and need extras, where the Padres score 2 runs in the 10th. Robert Suarez comes in, holds the Reds, gets the save. The Padres take 2 of 3 from the Reds. They win the run match in extras 6-4. D-backs at Dodgers now. A 3-homer inning for the Dodgers with Kike Hernandez, a grand slam from Freddie Freeman, and Will Smith. It was all Dodgers. They get the first game and beat the Diamondbacks 6-4. Jock Peterson playing one of his former teams in the Dodgers, and he crushes a 3-run home run to give the D-backs some much-needed insurance runs late as they hold on and beat the Dodgers to even up the series 7-3. Arizona gets to glass now in the match. Christian Walker and Ketel Marte both go deep. The D-backs use 6 pitches to blank the Dodgers on the road for the first time since 2017, and the D-backs win the series at Dodger Stadium for the first time since 2018 as they take 2 of 3 from the Dodgers. They beat them and win this one 6-0. All right, that was definitely the hardest part of the episode for me to get through. There were a lot of walk-offs in that this week. A lot of walk-offs, a lot of comeback wins, a A lot of extra inning games, a couple of sweeps in there. Yeah, it was a big week for some of these teams here. Let's dive into our game of the week, get that over and done with. There's a lot of good ones. That Oakland and Rockies one definitely caught my eye, but I want to head to Pittsburgh for the Pirates and San Francisco to open that series up. I think it was one of the largest comebacks the Pirates had in a long time. Wilmer Flores, I don't know why I said William Flores. He makes an error that allows O'Neal Cruz makes the error. See, I'm slow, guys. It's okay today. Wilmer Flores reaches on a fielding error by O'Neal Cruz. 2 runs coming to score on that play. That makes it 2-0 Giants early on. Bottom of the second, the Pirates get one back on a Jared Triolo sac fly. Top 5, here's Thairo Estrada. His 8th home run of the year makes it 4-1 Giants. Brian Reynolds, he grounds into a force out, but a run comes in to score. That makes it 4-2 Pittsburgh. Now to the top of the 7th, it's Matt Chapman's turn. His 6th home run of the year. Of course, he homered in the next 2 games as well, so he has 8 on the year. Makes it 5-2 Pittsburgh, and then Thairo Estrada, he grounds out a run, scores in the top of the 8th to make it 6-2. We head to the bottom of the 9th now. It's a 4-run lead. The Giants are feeling good. Not for long. Jae-Hwan Bae, he singles in a run to make it 6-3. McCutcheon reaches on a fielder's choice to make it 6-4. Then a ground out from Brian Reynolds to the shortstop makes it 6-5 with 2 outs in the inning. Can the Giants survive it? No. O'Neal Cruz rips a double down the right field line. The runner scores. That's a 4-run inning for the Pirates as they tie the game up. We head to the bottom of the 10th where Nick Gonzalez will be the walk-off hero. Pirates score 5 unanswered in those 2 runs, complete the comeback, and win this game in 10 innings, 7-6. That is your game of the week. All right, now let's jump into some baseball news, and I want to talk about some teams that had winning records of last year that are under 500 and are struggling this year, and you would think there wouldn't be so many teams here, but you'd be mistaken to find out that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams who were 500-plus teams, 6 of the 7 in the playoffs, and here they all are, almost a third of the season gone, any of these 7 with a 500 record. The first team that stands out on this list is your Texas Rangers. They're 24-27. Hey, they won the World Series last year. And they're 24-27, 3 games back of a wild card. They've lost 4 straight, and they're 2-8 of their last 10. I don't know if it's the pitching injuries they have. No Nathan Eovaldi. I don't think Scherzer's back yet. Obviously, no DeGrom. Despite that, they're still second in the AL West, and Seattle, who is they're only 3 games up above them. At 27-24, hey, at least they're 500. But right behind the Texas Rangers, the Houston Astros. They're 22-28. They've been playing better as of late. 7-3 in their last 10. But they've still been struggling heavily. They just lost the series to the Angels, who are last in the division. You can't be going to do that. That's not good. All the AL West teams, from Seattle all the way down to the Angels, have negative run differentials. That is not good at all. But yeah, Texas and Houston, the Battle of Texas, this ALCS matchup that was so amazing to watch last year, both of them are under 500. Coming towards the end of May here. Who did Texas play in the World Series? How about your Arizona Diamondbacks? They've been struggling to start this year. They're 24-26. They're 8 games back of the Dodgers for the division. They're a game and a half back of the wild card. 6-4 in the last 10. I think the Diamondbacks have been playing better than what their record is saying and what they should be. Their expected win-loss. I forgot. I haven't been looking at the expected win-loss in a long time. Their expected win-loss is 26-24, so a 2-game difference. But a 2-game difference that shouldn't really be there. I feel like the Diamondbacks have been getting unlucky in certain situations. I think they'll be fine, but of course the Giants are half a game above them. They still have to chase down the Padres. And of course right now, The Dodgers are sitting pretty, just building a lead slowly and surely. They're 6 games up on those Padres, and I mean, at this rate, you're just going to be shooting for a wild card alongside the Padres and Giants among the other teams in the East in the NL. So I mean, Diamondbacks need to get going, get cooking. How about, the Reds have been a really disappointing team, and so have the Marlins. The Marlins, they were a wild card team. They got swept by the Phillies last year, but still, they were there. And, I mean, maybe it's the injury to Sandy Alcantara, and there's other things that have gone wrong for them. They're 17-34. They've already traded away Luis Arraez. They're 20 games back of the division already, 9 games back of the wild card. They've already kind of called this season a write-off. So Miami is in the doghouse this year. I mean, it's going to be a tough season for them. But the Reds, they were my dark horse team. I had them and the Royals, and I said, hey, out of these two teams, who I think is going to be better? I think the Reds are going to be better. I chose wrong because the Royals have definitely been better. The Reds have been struggling. They're 20-30, 8.5 back of their division, 5.5 back of the wild card. And things just aren't looking good for them. They have lost 4 more games than they should have, according to the expected win-loss. And they started a series with the Dodgers. So that's not really great for the Reds. Excuse me. They got to go through a lot of stuff here. They got to go through Pittsburgh, St. Louis, Chicago, and Milwaukee, who's still somehow at the top of that division, surprising the heck out of me. Hopefully Cincinnati can, find a gear somewhere and pick it up because they need to badly. And then how about the AL East? We're talking about the beast, this beast of a division that's like so incredible. The beast of the division right now has been the AL Central. That's been one of the best divisions in baseball, and they were one of the worst ones last year. Of course, New York and Baltimore still lead the way. They're still fine. But how about Tampa and Toronto? What is going on there? The Rays, 1 game back of 500, technically the best team on this list at 25-26. But guess what? They just got swept by the Red Sox. They've lost 4 straight. They're 9.5 back of the Yankees and 2 games back of the wild card there. They need to get going. And the Blue Jays, we talked about this a little bit in the series recap. They're 23-26. They just took 2 or 3 against the White Sox. They've got a 4-game set with Detroit coming up, and then they're headed to Chicago to play the White Sox again. These 10 games are a make or break for their season. They brought back their home run jacket. Breaking the fourth wall a little bit. They already played Detroit, obviously, yesterday for the 4-game set, including that game going back to Monday. So 4 games against, 3 against the White Sox, 1 against the Tigers. They are 3-1, and they've scored 9 runs in 3 of those games. So all the games they've won, they've been scoring 9 runs. They brought back their home run jacket. The offense has looked good for these kind of games. Let's see it continue, because if not, the trade rumors are already starting to circulate around Bo Bichette, Vladdy, among other guys like Kikuchi, Turner, Kiermaier, and Jansen. So we'll see, because, if the Blue Jays don't get hot quick, they can be looking at a very, very different looking team come the beginning of August here. I mean, out of all of those 7 teams, right? Where are we going? The Marlins were writing off already as an out team. They're gone. The Reds, I mean, I want to believe in them, but they're the furthest away from these other teams. I'll kill them and write them off as well. The D-backs, I want to keep around. Obviously, they were, defending NL champs. Excuse me. It's going to be a tricky road for them. I don't think they're going to get the division, but I think they will end up getting hot and taking a wild card spot easily. So I think they're going to be okay. And then you have this whole slew of teams from the AL, including 2 from the East and 2 from the West. Blue Jays, Rays, Astros, Rangers. I think one will get hot and one won't for the division. Blue Jays, maybe there's some hope at the end of the tunnel there. Astros and Rangers, which one of these 2 teams are going to get going? I don't know. Out of all the teams, the one I feel safest with is Diamondbacks still. I think they've been getting unlucky. I like their team. I like their pitching. The bullpen needs to shore up, and I think out of all these 7 teams, the one that I have the most confidence in bouncing back is the Diamondbacks. The least confident is obviously the Marlins, but outside of that, I would maybe even say the Rays, man, because the Rays, look at all the pitching they've lost. Shane McClanahan, Drew Rasmussen, Jeffrey Springs, Shane Baz. You go back to last year, all these Tommy John, ACL surgeries, and everything that's happened for the Rays. And Randy's been struggling a lot this year too. And they're 25-26. Is there hope for them? Yes, but out of all these other teams, I'm not really liking the Rays' odds. But you never know. We still have 4 months of baseball to go over. I just want to talk about that briefly, and by briefly I mean whatever I did, 8 minutes here, whatever. Moving on here, how about the bird battle, the O's and the Cardinals? What a series that turned out to be, for multiple of reasons, to be honest with you. The O's got swept. The Orioles haven't been swept for a long time. You have to go back 106 series all the way back to May 13th to May 15th, that 3-game span, in 2022. And that was 6 days before Adley Rutschman debuted for Baltimore. So this is the first time since Adley Rutschman that Baltimore has been swept. This is the first sweep of Rutschman's big league career, of Henderson's big league career. Go through all of the young Baltimore kids that have made their debuts after May 13th to 15th, 2022. All of them are experiencing their first sweep of their careers. 106 series, a long time. Very impressive from Baltimore. But even more impressive from the Cardinals, I guess, when you think about it. And speaking of the Cardinals, let's talk about that really quickly here for a little bit, to kind of start just some other small ramblings here. I don't know what to make of the Cardinals this year. They've been looking a little bit better as of late. They're 23-26, now third in the NL Central after being in fifth for a long time. They're 8-2 in their last 10, and of course they just swept Baltimore, so they're on a 3-game winning streak. They're 23-26. They should be 20-29 according to the expected win-loss. They've allowed a negative run differential of 43 runs, and they're playing the Cubs this weekend. So for me, I want to see the Cardinals get some offense. I want to see them get strong games against the Cubs. I would love to see a sweep from the Cardinals because that would put them in second place in the division, but at least win the series. You go through the teams, hitting. Wilson Contreras, he's been out now for a week or two, and he's still technically the best hitter on that team with a 949 OPS. But after that, you got to go to Alec Burleson, the DH, with a 786. None of their hitters right now are hitting above 800, which is what usually the league average is. Nolan Gorman's close at 724, but he's not there. Ivan Herrera, the backup catcher, who's been getting a lot more time since, Wilson Contreras, he's been doing okay, I guess. Mason Wynn, the young rookie, he's been looking good. But for the Cardinals to get the success and get the progress they need it from their other guys. They need it from Paul Goldschmidt. They need it from Nolan Arenado. They need it from Lars Nootbaar. But especially Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt, both of these two, the stars that are getting paid the most on their team. Neither of their OPSs are above 700 right now. And that is just not good. Sonny Gray's been okay in his 8 starts made. Lance Lynn's all right. Kyle Gibson. The starting pitching has not been too much of an issue. Jojo Romero has been great with a 1.42 ERA in 24 appearances. Ren Helsley, of course, he's been phenomenal, 1.23 ERA. Outside of a couple guys, the bullpen's been good as well. Pitching's not an issue. It's really the hitting that needs to step it up, and they have a golden opportunity here against the Cubs. So let's see what the Cardinals can do here because, there's a door. There's a window of opportunity here. Cardinals need to take it. On to some other just small little knickknacks and news I want to talk about quickly. O'Neal Cruz, what a game he had against the Giants in that the game of the week. He hit 3 balls at 121.5 miles an hour, 120.4 miles an hour, and 116.3 miles an hour. He's the first player in Major League history with 2 balls hit over 120 in the same game and 3 over 115. I'm pretty sure that's the stat that I read. He hits them hard, man, and he's the shortstop to watch. This will be the debate of the NL Central is which shortstop Cruz is better, O'Neal for the Pirates or Ellie Della for the Reds. I lean Ellie, but O'Neal is definitely a fun watch. He hits the ball really hard. That's a cool stat. Want to mention that quickly. I want to talk about Alex Lange quickly. Um, excuse me, that was a bad one. On Wednesday's game, Tigers and Royals, he came into the game in the seventh. The Tigers were down 4-2, and he came in to try to hold it. He ends up giving up 3 hits, 4 earned runs, and walks 2 in that inning. He gave up a 2-run, I believe it was a 2-run double to Bobby Witt. That got him upset. He asked for a new ball. He then threw it like really hard, like 9 miles an hour above the netting, above his dugout, which caused his manager, AJ Hinch, to come out, give him a quick, stern talking to, and then go back into the dugout. You never really see that when managers come out to give, talks and everything. Usually it's the pitching coach. Manager comes out when it's a pitching change. So it's very rare you see that. And obviously Hinch was not happy with that. The next day he was optioned to Triple-A. Some thought there might be connection in between the two, but AJ Hinch made sure that it was known in his press conference that it was no such thing, and that he's a fighter and a competitive, but that kind of stuff was unnecessary. The reason for him being sent down was because of how he's been struggling, this year, and hopefully to get his control right in AAA. That is the Tigers' plan. So I want to make sure that that was completely different, and it was not because of that incident that occurred on Wednesday being the reason he was sent down to AAA. So hopefully Lane can figure things out. He's been a great part of the Tigers bullpen for the last 2 years in 2022 and 23, and they desperately need him to be right and be back on the team. So hopefully it's a small stint in AAA and he can find his control back. Someone who is not on a tough streak is Luis Arraez, who I looked at his numbers and I didn't realize how good they were until I kind of, started playing around with it a little bit too much. On the year, his numbers are pretty average, nothing too crazy in compared to his last year's start and even the year before that in 2022 and 2023. But since joining the Padres, since he was traded from Miami, his batting average from .299 with Miami is now at a .420 with the Padres. His .719 OPS with Miami is now at a .962 with the Padres. Totaling out, his now batting average has gone from .299 to .341 and .719 to .804 OPS on the year as a whole. 33 games with Miami, he had 41 hits. In 17 games with Miami, he has 31 hits. He is now leading the league with 72 hits as a whole. He's already driven in more RBIs. He's got 3 more stolen bases. He's only struck out 3 times. He's been absolutely incredible. I saw a stat with him and Joey Gallo that was like, Luis Arraez this week, 16 hits. Joey Gallo since August 12th, 2023, 16 hits. And I mean, that's the thing. Luis Arraez can be on an absolute tear and a streak right now that he's been on. It's been incredible to watch. And if you're Padres fans, you love that you traded for him because he is a guy at the top of your lineup that is getting on base. He's produced big moments, got the walk-off against the Dodgers. He's been everything you want as a Padres fan. This guy is a pure hitter. It's the closest thing we have to a modern-day Tony Gwynn. How many times has people said that? He's been fantastic. Luis Arraez needs to keep up the amazing work here. And yeah, I believe that's everything I need to do to discuss over here on our other news. So there you go. That is baseball news for the week. Alrighty, now let's move on to injury updates. We've got a pretty sizable list here. Zach Eflin for your Rays, he's on the IL with a lower back inflammation. At least it's not an arm issue. Xander Bogaerts, he fractured his shoulder. He heads to the IL for the Padres. They're hoping he can return some point at the end of the summer. John Gray lands on the IL for the Rangers. He's got a strained groin. Eloy Jimenez on the IL for a strained hamstring. Esteury Ruiz on the IL from your Oakland Athletics with a strained wrist. And John Means from your Baltimore O's, he lands on the IL with a strained forearm. So these guys just straining stuff. Strained groin, hamstring, wrist, forearm. But yeah, rough go of things for some of these guys. John Means, he's just gone off the IL kind of a couple weeks ago. He's back on it. But yeah, so hopefully these guys have quick returns. Most of them on the 10-day ILs. Obviously, pitchers on the 15. But that is your injury update there. Moving on now, we have our outstanding performances, and we have another strong list of names here. Let's run through these quickly. Chris Sale, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 9 Ks. Tanner Hyuk, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 5 Ks. Marcus Stroman, 7 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 Ks. Joe Ryan, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 6 Ks. Ryan Weathers, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 8 Ks. Andrew Abbott, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 2 Ks. Ranger Suarez, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 10 Ks. Garrett Crochet, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks. Brian Wu, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 7 Ks. Cole Reagans, 6 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, 3 walks, 12 Ks. Tyler Anderson, 8 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 4 Ks. Jesus Luzardo, 8 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 4 Ks. Freddie Peralta, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 7 Ks. Chris Bassett, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks. Austin Gomber, 8 innings pitched, 5 hits, an earned run, no walks, 6 Ks. Luis Gill, 6 1/3 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, 2 walks, 8 Ks. And rounding off this list, Max Fried, 9 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 9 Ks. That is your outstanding performances. I gotta toughen up the criteria because I am getting too many names on that list. Our stat leaderboard. Time to check things out. Look at these numbers here. We've got some, small changes here. Shohei Ohtani still leads in average, but he's going down from 360 to 348. We have a new hits leader, Luis Arraez with 72 on the year. Home runs, Kyle Tucker hit 4 this week. He's now up to 17 on the year. Ozuna still leads in RBIs. He's been leading pretty much since the start of the year. He's got 47. Bobby Witt now in sole position of runs with 46. Aaron Judge in sole position of walks. He has 43 walks on the year. Ed De La Cruz with 31 stolen bases. I think it's safe to say that no one's going to catch up to him. Kyle Tucker, the new OPS leader, he's got a 1.060. So good stuff from him then. Ranger Suarez, he has a win. He's up to 9 wins now on the year and is leading the league there. Shota Imanaga still leading the league in ERA. He's got a 0.84. Still one of the best pitchers in baseball right now. Tyler Glasnow, 87 strikeouts, leads the way there. And then Ryan Helsley and now Emmanuel Clase tied for the league lead in saves with 15. That, ladies and gentlemen, is your stat leaderboard. We now head on over to our upcoming series to talk about the games and teams to watch for this weekend. Your Milwaukee Brewers are in Boston taking on the Red Sox. Royals at the Rays. The Orioles at the White Sox. Blue Jays at Tigers. Rangers at Twins. Guardians at Angels. Astros at A's. Mariners at Nationals. Giants at Mets. Braves at Pirates. Cubs at Cardinals. Dodgers at Reds, Yankees at Padres, Marlins at D-backs, and Phillies at Rockies. Yankees and Padres is the series to watch there in my mind there. Cubs and Cardinals, I'm pretty sure Joe Buck is broadcasting one of those games, I think even today, as a guest appearance there. So that's a fun series there, a fun game to watch. And last but not least here, we have our playoff predictor. We'll get this out of the way and then I will be off to get some medicine. To start off the playoff predictor, we head to the AL wildcard. Twins at Mariners and Oilers at Royals is how we start off this series here. The Twins beat the Mariners and the Royals beat the O's. So we head to the ALDS. We have the Royals at the Yankees, Twins at Guardians, and it's a wild card series win for those teams. The division winners are done. We have the Royals at the Twins. That was 3 teams from the AL Central in the ALDS. That's crazy how good the Central's been after being my meme from last year. Royals at Twins in the ALCS, and it's the Twins that beat the Royals. They head to the World Series. Facing them will be the winner from the NL side. For the NL wildcard, we have the Padres at the Brewers and the Cubs at the Braves. Once again, it's the lower seed teams that upset the Brewers and Braves as the Padres and Cubs head to the division series, take on the Dodgers and the Phillies. Padres at Dodgers. Dodgers wins that. Cubs at Phillies. Cubs win that. It's the Phillies. The best team in baseball right now. They get eliminated there. Cubs at Dodgers for your NLCS. Last time they faced off in this series, the Cubs won it and then won the 2016 World Series. But that is in real life. In this life, in this imaginary fake spinning a wheel playoff predictor, the Dodgers take it. They head now to the World Series. It'll be Twins at Dodgers. And what do you know? The Minnesota Twins are your 2024 World Series champions if the season ended today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you everybody so much for bearing with me in today's episode. To be honest, I felt like I did better than I was thinking I was going to do. I don't remember hiccuping too much, if at all. A couple coughs in the series recap, but besides the point, as mentioned in the intro, I appreciate all the love from the last episode. If I can get anything close to it in this one, I'd appreciate that. And hopefully I'm better, much better for you guys on Monday. Thank you, everybody, so much, and I will see you on Monday.